Yeah, let's see the K-Dub.
Yeah.
What up, next Joe?
Joe, what up, baby?
What's poppin'?
Last time I interviewed you, Pump It Up wasn't even out yet, man.
Yeah, it's a real long time.
But, I hope you got your box of hundreds in front of you, dog, because I got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I got them with me. I actually got some Kentucky Fried Chicken in front of me, so I'm all right. We can talk about whatever.
Now, let me ask you this, man. Going back to the first album, 10 Minutes, man. What was the inspiration behind 10 Minutes, man? Because when I heard that, I'm a bogey smoker, too, you know what I'm saying, unfortunately. So, I got my hundreds, you know what I'm saying?
Started as something I was just going to do for mixtapes, actually. And, I started it. I started maybe the first verse, and then I just left it alone. I said, no, I'm not even going to do it like that. Then it was time for the album to come around, and the idea was so dope to me that I wanted to put it on the album. So, basically what it is I'm a conversation smoker.
Right.
So, like, during conversation, I light a cigarette, or when I'm in deep thought, I light a cigarette. So,
right.
The whole purpose of that song was just like, it was a bunch of things that just run through my mind while I'm smoking a cigarette.
Right.
So, actually, there's a part 2 to that song. It's called Chain Smoke. It's 15 minutes long, but I didn't put it on this album. I'm saving for the third album.
Really?
Still, that's one of my favorite songs to date, probably is.
Now, let me get into the good stuff, man, because I got to know this, man. Def Jam, what's the difference? Because you were there during the transition. What's the difference between when you first came in, first got your deal, and now with Jay-Z in there? Well,
probably the biggest difference is, the old staff at Def Jam pretty much had a lot of experience. They knew what they were doing. Even if they made a few mistakes, they were genuine mistakes, but the people did know what they were doing.
Right.
Staff up there now, not to say that they don't know what they're doing, but it's a learning process.
Right.
Even if they do know what they're doing, they just do it a little different from the staff that I was used to. And, Jay's up there, and it's a new role for him in a new position, so I'm sure he's still learning.
Right.
So everybody's in a learning process up there, I guess.
Right. Now, is Hova more open to more creativity?
Yeah, he's pro-creativity.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right, let's dig deeper, man.
Let's get there.
Why is Def Jam not pushing you like they should? Why is Joe Budden's not being pushed like, say, a Ludacris or a Kanye West?
Because Ludacris and Kanye West sold about 4 million records.
Right.
Joe Budden sold 500,000 records.
Right.
But even more important, even bigger than that, if it was up to Def Jam, my album would have been out like maybe 5-6 months ago, man.
Right.
Like that's really what they want to do, or wanted to do, and I wasn't comfortable with that. I felt like the music was there, and I didn't just want a new staff to come along and treat my baby being my music like some type of like a foster kid or something.
Right.
I didn't want anything rushed. I wanted it to be handled very carefully.
Right.
So when you hear all these pushbacks, that's not just the label saying let's push it back. That's me and the label sitting down, or me talking to the people at the label. Like, nah, let's just chill for a minute. Like, I'm not in a big rush.
Right.
My pockets are fine. I'm not in any rush at all. As long as the music is good when it gets there. And I'm just blessed enough to have a label that'll even take the time out and say, all right, cool, I'm with you, we'll hold up. Some labels will take your project and just throw it out and don't care if you sell.
Okay.
When they were trying to give the push, I didn't feel it was proper.
Okay.
So I stopped it. Don't push me at all.
Right.
How you going to push me? So I want everybody to go back to the drawing board, think of some new ideas, with some new marketing plans, a lot of things that I just wasn't involved in the first time around.
Right.
So that's what's happening.
Okay. Does it ever get frustrating just dealing with a big monster label like Def Jam? Does it get frustrating, Joe?
Oh yeah, every day. I get frustrated at least 5 times a day. Real, because as artists, you want to really focus more so on the music and trust that your people will take care of everything else, but on the same note, you need to be involved in what's going on with you.
Right.
It's your life. Who's going to care as much about it as you will?
Right.
But it's frustrating.
They say getting the deal is hard, but they say keeping it is even harder,
I do believe it, definitely.
It's a lot of going in offices and saying, look, I want A, B, and C, and they're like, well, we can only give you A, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of struggle.
No, you're absolutely right. I'll always say, man, and looking back in retrospect, getting the deal was very easy in comparison to what's going on.
What advice would you give for these unsigned artists to get into that office to get that deal?
Well, number one, I'd say network wherever you can, whenever you can.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I'd say be patient. Number three, I'd say practice at all times, 24/7.
Right.
No matter how good you think you are, there's always room for improvement.
Right.
And be open-minded, man. Take criticism. A lot of unsigned artists, man, I talk today, they don't take too well to criticism.
No, they don't.
No, not at all. No.
They get offended.
Exactly. They think you're trying to play them. They get offended, think you hating or something like that.
You know, that's people surrounding themselves with yes men. Do you agree?
Yeah, stay away from the yes men. Horrible, horrible, horrible thing.
All right, when can we expect the growth, the next album to drop?
Realistically speaking, probably the end of October.
End of October?
Yep.
All right, no doubt. Joe Budden, man, I appreciate you checking in, man.
K-Dub, thank you, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man, whenever.
All right, and when I come out there, I'll make sure I tell Kendall, let's set up this TV thing for real.
All right.
All right, okay, thanks, man.
All right, Joe.
Peace.
Be safe.